Hi, Randy Becker here. And I wanted to just stop and pause in this time in which we're all dealing with the coronavirus, the COVID-19, to talk a little informally with you because I suspect your life has been turned upside down and probably the routines you're following are not the same routines you're used to. It's a time of questioning, it's a time of challenging. For many of us, we've known people who have died from the virus. We know about the restrictions in our travel and our lives. So I just wanted to pause for a moment and talk directly with each of you. Because one of the things I get asked a lot about spiritual persistence, is something like this. Okay, it's a great notion, but does it work in the hard times of life? Well, I'd like to respond to that. I think we're in one of those hard times. I've been in hard times. I suspect you have too. And I'm talking about times that have been physically trying, but emotionally trying, spiritually trying. And I want to share with you some of the insights that I've gotten from spiritual persistence about how we respond in these kind of times. One of the things the bottom line says is, it isn't like the universe is doing this to you. There is no force out there that has singled you out and wanted you to suffer, wanted you to struggle. The universe, what we call all that is, has offered up opportunities to all of us, and sometimes those opportunities may seem harder than others. But along the way, we discover that it's not that it's singling out because we've been bad or we've been good. But these experiences are part of the field of potential we have, that we can mine to find what gems there are in there, to learn from them, to remember what we have learned. But a bottom line, which I'm going to share in a minute with some words from Rickety, is that life is to be lived and enjoyed. And there's no limit on that. Lived and enjoyed even in times when we may be shut in our houses, not having our usual food, can't go on our usual activities, can't connect to the people we love, can't be there even when the people we love may be dying. But still, life is to be lived and enjoyed, which means discovered in its fullness in whatever situation we are in. Another thing spiritual persistence tells us is that we may not choose what's going to happen to us. I don't think anyone listening to this is thinking that, oh, I chose to have COVID-19 to come into my life. No, we can't choose what will happen to us, but we can choose how we will react to it. And I think we have to recognize that in this time with so much change, and it feels like so much loss, a loss of our freedom, a loss of our choices, we still have the freedom to make choices. Will we be good to ourselves? Will we respect others? Will we keep ourselves and others safe? Will we support measures which at times may feel like it's taking away some of our pleasure in life, but will we support them for the longer good? As I shared recently in a little meme on the Spiritual Persistence page, the two words Rickety suggests for us are persistence and patience. A persistence toward the goals we think are important, and the patience that even when we don't see it all working out, we're still going to keep at it. So we can live and enjoy our life, we can learn and remember from it, and then we can see if we can't make meaning out of it. There's meaning in any moment. Every religious tradition in the world has taught us this, that there is meaning in every possibility we see. So to make meaning out of it. So those invitations from Rickety about what we should be doing in this time of sitting apart, not doing our usual activities, maybe needing some patience, maybe needing some persistence, maybe needing a reminder to live and enjoy, and to not see this as a plot against us, but rather simply as a situation we are in. And so here are the points to ponder I wanted to share today that I find helpful when I'm in these kind of situations. I'm finding them helpful right now, and I hope you will find them too. Let's all be safe, but not together, but together here in a virtual mode. Reflections from Rickety at various points across the last 25 years. Life is not just a waiting room, but if you treat it that way, you will end up with nada. You will miss this life and all of its learnings. The future is very close. Stop worrying about it. It's the present that should absorb you, the little details, all of life as in our town. Hey, if you don't live when you're alive, you'll really be dead when you're dead. Not like moi. So yell at me and shout in frustration, but be alive and focused on life. The trick is to be able to share yourself without expecting or requiring anything in return. If you can do that, you can stay whole, no matter who you're dealing with or whatever the situation. A lesson. If you wait for a full glass, you may die of thirst. Life is rarely, if ever, full, but always abundant. But people mistake one for the other. Say you have a gallon of wine. Does it matter if each wine glass is filled once full or twice half full? If one looks for fullness, this is an example of scarcity thinking. The question should not be, is the glass full? But rather, what's in the glass? Get it? And not the volume in the glass. Your scraps of near nothing can be a feast for another. A plateful of shit is just a plateful of shit. And a grain of hope can change the world. If what you just heard intrigues you, why don't you subscribe to these YouTube broadcasts so you'll get one every time we have a new one posted. And also like us, we'd appreciate that. And join in the comments below. Come and join in more discussions and explorations about spiritual persistence at sp-blog.org.